Well, hello everybody. It is time for LMU racing once again. This is eSeniors GT3 World Championships League. We are going to be doing a very quick and dirty LMU multi-class race. I got a race in 1 hour exactly, so I'm not sure I'm going to get the full race in.
Hello everybody. It is time for LMU racing once
Gotta
again.
get my
This is
voice out of my
eSeniors.
ear. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to do a quick and dirty one here. Just so I can get it in. I wanted to get it in today, I promise that. So let me go straight to the race, folks. Let's see here. Let's get it out. There, that's out to you now. There we go. So this is the starting grid for the GT3 class. We've got Stephen Howells in the lead, and I'm telling you, he is the leader in the league. The leader in the race and the leader in the league, followed by Stuart Packham today in the grid. Derek Bird, Christopher Hjort, Lee Ellis, Danny Britos, and Ed Jones. I'm not sure if that's everybody. Let's just see if I can see everyone. I think that's it. Yes, he's the last guy. You can see him up here. In the hyper class, there we've got 4 drivers. We've got a familiar position, Mr. Brian Murray in his Porsche. Steve Young is next, another familiar position. Brian is in first place. I believe Steve is in second. Maybe not. Maybe it's Hopkins in second place. I didn't have time to do the standings. Anyway, Hopkins, Dave Craig is in fourth place. The 4 hyper drivers. I'm showing on the grid. I am not in this race. I never did even sign up, so not quite sure why it's showing that. Maybe it's because I'm the guy doing it. Anyway, let's get started because we're going to go quickly through. Here we go. And this is the starting grid. Here we go. Green, green, green. Murray cuts off Steve, I believe, and maybe Bruce is coming along. Oh, everybody finishes in the same... whoops, sorry. I'm trying to find the, let me try and find the right guy here for the, sorry, where am I here? I'll find the right guy for GT3 class. See, it's got everybody who's signed up. There we go. I'm going to go back to show the start for the GT3 guys. Here we go, GT3. Howells is in the lead. Anybody coming in? Not really. There's a nice start. Oh, Stewart's really chasing Stephen. Let's just see it back there. Some excitement. Derek's in 4th place. That's an unusual position for him. All right, everybody's good there. So let's go back to the leaders here. There is Murray and Young. Everybody's hanging in there so far. It's a little bit strange to do the grids here in multi-class, but here we go. Howells is still good. Nice to see the gaps, though, isn't it? Stewart's not that far behind. How is my volume? My volumes look pretty good. Is anybody watching? Not sure if anybody's watching today. Oh, there's 2 watching. Hello, say hello if anybody exciting is watching. All right, how Krister's not that far behind Stewart. Oh, that is really loud in my ear. I gotta turn this down. Looks like the desktop audio is pretty loud also. Hope I didn't miss something there. I'm gonna turn the desktop down just a little bit. There, that should be better. And how are we doing at the top? There's Brian. No, Steve's pretty close. Let's see what he's looking at. There he is in his Ferrari. It's like I'm doing pretty good there in the grid. Anyway, there's Brian. Steve's hanging with Brian for a while anyway. And let's get back to Hopkins. He's hanging in there with the GT3 cars, isn't he? In 2nd place is Lee. Nope, it's not. It's Krister. And Derek shows a couple of seconds behind Stewart. But Krister's right on his tail. Here we go. Krister. in that Mercedes on top of the Porsche today in Imola. Autodroma di Enzo Ferrari. This is the Ferrari home track, as you know. Let's see how Krister gets through this corner. Nicely done, nicely done. Have to watch my time here to make sure I have time to jump on the ACC for the league race on Saturday. All right, how's it going up ahead? There is Brian. Whoops, sorry. Here's the way it is here. The only way I can change between classes is to go to the online overlay and change the class, and then I can go onto the screen. But there must be a way of somebody gave me a hint before about something I could do on with a keyboard. So you have to give me that hint once again because I missed it. See who's going on up ahead here. This is the race here, Stewart and Howells. Here we go. This is for first place in the GT3 class. Very nice. Only a half a second back. This is Lamborghini against the Lexus. That Lexus is really good most tracks. See how it's going to do on Imola. How are the gaps here? Bird's a couple of seconds back. This is, I believe, a 60-minute race, so I'm going to have to jump ahead a little bit later. I see the for whatever reason in the replay mode the grid is totally wrong. You know, maybe I'll just reset it. Well, you guys watch this battle right here. Let me quickly check on Brian and Steve. Well, maybe we'll stick with this one for a while I go back and reset my overlays. Maybe that's the problem I'm having. I have a feeling that's what it is. Nope, it's not. Yeah, so the overlay is not working very well. Like Steve fell back a little bit. See, look at this. It's showing all the other drivers in the hyperclass that are not signed up on the grid here. That's kind of strange, huh? Since I did not sign up yesterday. Whoa, this is a great track for the hypercars. Get back on with, who do I want to find here? Howells. And see if Stewart is not making much ground. I think he may have even lost a little bit there. Everybody is spread out just a little. Derek Bird is hanging in there in that Porsche. Let's just watch him a little bit. I love the cockpit view in LMU. It's a beautiful rendition. And they... ACC, it seems like the view that you get is some sort of a concoction with where the driver might have put his seat, but in LMU, it's a nice TV view of the cockpit. We haven't looked at the outside of these cars yet. Not sure if that is a custom livery or not. I know Steve Howells got a custom livery. Let's show it off again. That is the Kraken spiced rum. He's got something on his bumper too, many fingers. Let's see what Derek's got. Derek's got a custom livery. He must be cheap like me, doesn't want to sign up for that. We know that Krister has a custom livery. That is his family connection to a GT3 team. There is Lee Ellis. Iron Lynx, I believe, is a not a custom livery. There is Danielle Britos and Ed Jones bringing up the rear in another McLaren. Let's go back to see Brian Murray's livery. There he is. There he is. Next is Steve Young. We know he has his own livery. Why we got no good view there? Good view of that Sky 194. Of course, he's got a livery. He's got to promote his YouTube presence. Bruce Hopkins in the Porsche. David Craig, the last member today in the Hyper class. So, Steve is hanging in there 1 second back. Let's go back on to Stuart. Stuart is also 1 second back, so that's her 2 battles today. Let's get on board with Stuart. Over those sausages. Let's just take a look at what LMU has. See, the sausages on that last corner are not there. When you go really wide, you can in ACC you can put your car in orbit there going over those sausages, but they're not there. There's no sausages there either. In ACC, you can put your car in orbit. Just keep on. We'll just stick with Stuart for a second or two to watch the track side implementation in LMU of Imola. I just was reading some stuff on LMU's next version. Oh no, that was Evo. Evo's got to come out with a new one. There is no sausages on that one. Let's see this corner. Yeah, there isn't. It's just a curb. So they really haven't implemented the sausages. I wonder why not. It's an older version of the track, just something that they didn't want to do. Like you drivers take advantage of the fact that there are no nasty sausages here on this implementation of the track. The curb is not, doesn't have the indentations there either. All right, so we've got a 1.2 lead here. Let's get back to Brian and Steve Young. I'm trying to find Steve on my other graphic. I don't even see Steve Young on the. Oh, there he is. I was looking for Steve Young on the overlay view. Krister, if you're listening and have other ideas of how to switch between multi-class and oh, look at this. Steve Brian is legging it out here. Let's put timings. Let's see if that. I think we already know that timings view does not work in the replay. Are they lapping guys already? Let's see if Brian's got some traffic up ahead. Yes, he does. Lee Ellis must have had some trouble because he's already being lapped. So there's going to be some traffic here. Let's see how Brian gets by him. Oh, he'll get by him easy on this straight, and he's going to catch up with that next car. Let's see how Steve gets by him. Pretty easy. I think he's in a great spot. Now Brian's going to be interesting to see how he gets by Krister without getting into trouble. Looks like Krister had some trouble. He was up closer with somebody else, wasn't he? No problem there, and no problem there. Great job by these hypercar drivers to get through that traffic. I'm going to look at Krister to see if Krister had some issues. If I can find him on the... Did he have an issue? He is 9 seconds behind Bird. I am just going to go back in time a little bit here to where Krister was closer. I'll jump back ahead. Krister was closer there. I don't think he had an issue. No, I can't find it. Let's get back to live action about here. Whoa, this is hot. This is hot. Steve is right up on Murray now. What happened there? I'm going to back it up just to see if there's anything. Oh, looks like something happened. That's what Krister... Passing Krister, Brian had a bit of an issue. Look at that. Steve caught up to him, so that's where he gained the time. Just lost a little bit, half a second or so. So now, Got a bit of a battle here. Brian is being pressured. That's not something we usually see. Love the cockpit view in the Ferrari here. Beautiful steering wheel, huh? Wow. The interesting thing I find on the wheels or the cockpits, they don't really seem to have RPMs in terms of a number for revolutions per minute. I wonder if that temperature bar on the bottom of that screen is actually an RPM meter. I wonder if that is. Right in the bottom of that screen on the Ferrari, there's like a temperature bar. Oh, look at this. This is great action here. And just quickly jump to our we got more traffic. We're going to stick with this again. Got some traffic. That should be no problem. Who is that ahead of Murray? That is Derek Bird. Let's see. Whoop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got stuck here. Oh. Well, he got by pretty easily. Steve's got to get by. They both got by. All right. If you hit the car behind buttons when there's people in the pits. Oh, Steve. Oh, good job there by Steve. He got by just at the right time. Otherwise, he would have had some traffic problems. Now Brian's got some issues. Oh, this is going to be interesting. That's Howells there. He's the leader in GT3, so he can't leave too much out there. Because he has got, still got. Just quickly going to go to Bruce here. Because he's got, that's not who I want to go see. That's who I wanted to see. And I wanted to see Packham. He is only a second back. And Bird is caught up, it looks like. He's not too far behind. Watching my time here. All right, we get back up to Steve Young. Wow, this is a great lap. 16 minutes or so into the race here. Looks like Brian's legging it out again. He's going to get that 1 second lead. Too bad the track map is not enabled. Oh, it is enabled. There we go. Let's leave that up there. Ooh, I wonder if I can pick cameras from there. That'd be nice. Nope. Keep it going here. How is Packham doing? He is not catching up anymore. And go back to Young. Here's a pretty close battle. Brian is not. Whoa, he lost a little bit on that one. Either that or Steve was really dug deep into his braking zone. He might have, because he got a little bit less. Look at those guys take those curbs. Nicely done, Mr. Young. But Brian has pulled out again. Let's see how Stewart is doing on Howell. He's sticking with him. And Bird's not far behind. He's got to watch out. And Krister is 12 seconds back. And Lee can see him. Oh, Lee had a little bit of trouble there. He lost a little bit more time. Let's go back to Stewart. So we could have this is an interesting battle. Our pit stops in this race, probably. Wanted to get this in this morning before I start my race in ACC, just so I don't have to spend all day with you guys. Anybody on the chat? Probably not. They're all, it shows 2 people watching, but one of them is me. If you are watching and want to introduce yourself, say hello in the chat. I am watching. I am watching. How is Steve doing? He's still within a second. Whoa, there's a lock up there with Brian. Looks like Steve has it, that complex set of corners. I always forget all the names, by the way. He's got that one nailed. He catches up with Steve, but then the Porsche just takes off on him a little bit and gains that little bit back. How is Stuart doing? He's hanging in there, and Derek's also hanging in. Oh, there's some traffic coming up here. Who is that behind Stuart? That is David Craig. Let's see if he impedes. No, he does not. The interesting thing when I have a button here for car ahead, car behind, and that doesn't take multi-class into account at all. So we're going to watch this. There goes, is it Ellis? Oh, in front of Howells. And there we go. That helped David a little bit, or Derek, I should say, a little bit. Seems to have caught up slightly. How's our friend Steve Young doing? See that? He just can't get ahead of Murray. He is within a second and just maintains that. And there's another lock up by Murray. Just watch this from a track TV view for a bit. Let's find out which one is the best view. Helicopter view. Not sure. Oh, that's group 3, group 4. I don't think I like that one. This trackside camera view cycle seems to be cycles between different cameras, I guess, like a TV director would do. Ooh, that was a bit of a lock up there on Murray's part. He is within that 1 second the whole time, eh? Pretty cool. Let's get on with the GT3 guys here. There is Stuart. And jump on with Bird. Look at that view. Isn't that nice? The screen on my my screen, I'm not sure if it shows on the internet. Still looks like the cars are floating a little bit. I got to work on that aspect of the graphics. I'm not sure why that is. I think it's because it's a little too sharp on the car side. Yeah, that's my settings or not. Excuse me, a big yawn here. All right, well, it's hard to get away from these different battles, as I'd like to. Oh, there's some traffic now. Let's watch this. Look at, they both get by Ed Jones really quickly. Looks like there's going to be a lot of traffic. These guys catch up. It's a short track. Now there's some. Whoa, look at that, Brian. Steve is right on his Murray's tail, so traffic is definitely playing a role here. Woo, beautiful. That's the beauty of multi-class. Whoa! Both of them locked up here. Oh, that's going to cost Steve a few seconds hitting that gravel. This is a, I'm not sure what view that was. So yeah, traffic is playing a role here in Imola. There's some more traffic up ahead. Let's get on board with Brian as he sees what's coming. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to play this week. I had, what did I do yesterday? Oh, I had a golf game. Yes, a golf game. Let's see how Steve gets by here. He gets by very nicely, and Brian is affected every time by traffic. So yeah, I had a great golf game yesterday, in line with my electric proclivity. How do you like that word, guys? Proclivity. I just bought myself a new little electric push cart. So that was my first time using it. First time using it, I got within a stroke of my best score ever in golf. So I told the wife, see, that was a great investment. was a long walk. I was tired, but you kind of feel like a golfer with a caddy when you have those electric carts. You don't carry anything, but you're walking. 15,000 steps I got, so that's part of the issue. Lost a pound of my weight yesterday doing that big long walk. That's also the reason I'm doing it. Get more exercise, but it's also a fun little toy. Got a remote control to keep it going. I'll have to give you guys a little video sometime of that. All right, so there is the race for first place in hypercars. Let's get back on with Stewart and see how he's doing against Howells. Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird is caught up a little bit. Looked like a more than that. He's been within a second. Now he's within a whole, less of a second. So we've got an interesting podium here. We got a Porsche, Lamborghini, and a Lexus in GT3. Whoa! They followed each other. What was that? Let us see that again. All right, let's get on board with Stewart. On board. Oh, now we're on board. What happened here? They were just overcooked it slightly on the curb. Yeah. Now, let's back this up and watch Bird. He just follows him right in. Isn't that strange the way that happens? Oh, I went a little bit too far back. We are about 20 minutes in, maybe a little bit more than that. Let's just follow Bird here. We'll stop for a second. Let's get on board. There, cockpit view. Hits the curb. He somehow, he cooked it on the same spot. Whoa! Well, let's see how these guys get out of it. We'll find an overhead view. That's not the right view. This is the overhead view. There. And Stewart, that is Bird, but it's going to jump to Stewart there. Stewart got away, and Bird is at an awful angle. What is he going to do? There he comes. Come on, Derek. Woo! So that puts a damper in that, which means that Krister, that was a little close. Let's go back and watch this in the cockpit and back it up just slightly to see what that's too far. There. This is what the guys were seeing. They didn't see Derek till it was almost too late. And that is Steve Derek getting affected by traffic once again. And whoa! They almost made it. Now Steve is going to get by him also. So Steve is taking advantage of this traffic, and he just got to get it. If he gets ahead of Brian, I know it's going to be interesting to see how he can defend. But back in GT3 class, let's just quickly. Well, no, we can't get away from this one here. Let's just stay here. Let's stay here for a bit and watch Steve desperately trying to get ahead of Brian. Brian must be sweating at this point because he's been under pressure. And that's not usual for Brian. He's not under pressure that often. But look at that. He does have the pace, though. And again, they don't have the timing, right? No timing? No. He's not under pressure as often as this. Steve's really got Imola nailed and just sticking with him. And then when he gets, Steve can't pull away when he's got clear traffic. That they're coming up to some more traffic soon, I think. Take a look at what Brian's seeing. Has he seen a car just yet? Yes, he is. Let's see how this one goes. By this time, Brian knows that this is an issue. Geez, he locks up there. Just as soon as he locks up, Steve just catches him. Ooh, Steve had a bad exit there. I'm looking in the rearview mirror. Oh, see, now he's going to catch up with Brian. Let's see if he tries to take advantage. Oh, nice. How does Steve get by? Steve got by nice and clean also. But see that? He comes back within a half a second. I'm just hoping that he gets ahead so we can see Brian's racecraft to try to get ahead of him afterwards. All right, let's take a quick peek now in the GT3 class. Steven now has a 7-second lead over Stewart. Krister's ahead of Derek, but I'm sure Derek's going to put pressure on him now because these guys had trouble earlier. Here we go. And there's some passing going on there too with the... We got a little battle going on in GT3 now. I think Derek's got the pace on Krister. Let's just see how this one happens. I'm watching my time. It's only 11 o'clock. Not going to get much time to get some practice in this morning for myself, but that's all right. We just race for fun, don't we? Here comes Derek. Comes Derek. Now Krister's feeling that pressure. He's not going to let him by. That's for sure. This is for a podium position for Krister. Woo! Keep it up there, Krister. Do some defending. Quickly jump ahead to see if anything's going on with our friends in Hyperclass. I'm not going to let this one go. Just quickly jump ahead. These guys are battling away also. These guys are at it too. So we'll just flip back and forth. Look at that. Derek's looking back and forth. I got to get on board with him. Oh, no, sorry. Got up under with the wrong guy there. There, Derek. Get on board with him and quickly jump on board with Steve. Let's just see what happens here on the straight, the long back straight. Let's see if the Mercedes pulls away from that Porsche. We all know Porsche has a little struggle on the straight sometimes, but what it does have an advantage coming into the braking zone. Let's see, watch this. It's not all driver. That Porsche is nicely handling in the zigzaggy. There's Steve Young. He is all over Brian Murray. And these guys have clear sailing for a while before they're coming up on traffic again. So let's see if Brian can pull away a little bit because he seems to have some pace. Let's watch that one for a while. And Derek got by Krister. Oh, we got to see that pass. Here we go. That's after the straight. That's what we were watching earlier. Krister might have a little bit of a issue somewhere, I think, to let Derek get by him. Here it comes, maybe. Got a good gap there. Both got that curb nicely. Took it to using that whole track, both of them. But yeah, Derek has a little bit better. Oh, Krister went just a little wide. That was enough. That was enough to get Derek go ahead. Now it's going to be interesting in that the Merc might have a little bit better straight line speed. This Mercedes dashboard is quite pedestrian, I think, compared to some of the others. How's our friend Steve doing? Well, they've got a lot of clear air here for Brian to see if he can pull away. Let's take a look at that. You can't pull away. That dashboard in the Porsche is quite nice. I just want to take a quick look at that dashboard. How is Krister doing on Derek? Oh yeah, Derek's pulling away. Derek's pulling away and everybody else has got a big gap. These guys have not got a big gap. 3 watching now. There's somebody else watching. Oh, I missed that. I looked away for a second, and a big action there. Who's on the stream listening right now? Give me a little shout out to say who you are. You don't have to. Okay, we're coming onto some traffic again. Let's see. Oh, Brian locked up there. He's having some trouble. Tire wear, possibly. Don't forget, there's going to be a pit stop here, probably. Look at all the controls on that Ferrari's steering wheel. You've got TC gain. We know what that is. We got wipers. We got OK buttons. DRI, acknowledge. We got strategy buttons. That must be. All right, here we go. 2 cars to worry about now. Britos and Ed Jones that are in a battle. Oh, both of them pass really nicely. But let's get on board here with Jones. Let me find Jones. Right here. This is a battle we were missing. We were missing this battle. Show these guys some love. They're at the back, but they're battling it out. This is what ACC or eSeniors is all about. Who cares where you are in position? The fact that you're battling with another human being is all the fun. Those of you who are watching, oh, Mr. Obando, bonjour, hello, hello. I know I got the wrong, hola, I guess, what's the right Spanish word? All right, it's to see you, Roberto. I just love saying your last name, Robert Obando. Yeah, I'm a hoser. I am a hoser. You're right. I don't drink much beer, though. But this is Ed Jones on Daniel Britos. Both of them in McLarens at the back of the pack, but they're having a lot of fun. They are having a lot of fun. Oh, no. Mr. Where am I? Derek Bird. Oh, Derek Bird's in the pits. Hopefully that's just his regular pit stop. Because we are halfway through the race. I think this is a 60-minute race, if I'm not mistaken. I was worried that Derek had a problem, but no. Let's see if Krister is going to respond by going into the pits, as Krister was behind him, or is he going to stay out for a while and try to get ahead? Let's get back with Steve here. Mr. Young. Wow, this is a battle as hell. A hell of a battle. That's what I was trying to say. Phew. I don't think Brian's been this harassed in hypercar yet. Oh, whoa. What am I doing? Steve's ahead. How did that happen? Let's go back. We were watching this pass, weren't we? Oh, thank God for replays. Mr. Young got ahead of Brian. We're going to see what happens after that. Woo-hoo. Let's just watch the lead up to that. Looking at my watch here, making sure I have time to get on board with ACC. But Mr. Young finally made a pass here. Let's just see how it transpired. Did it come through the chicane? No. Better exit. Oh, that's what happened. Brian went just slightly wide. Not much. Just a little bit of dirt there caused it. Now, Steve's going to have to worry about the traffic. This is going to be interesting, folks. How is Steve's defensive driving skills? There is Steve coming up to someone. Not sure who it is. It's the guy who is second in GT3 class. That's not second. That is Lee Ellis. Oh, that was almost that touch. Woo! That was because he didn't want to lose any time, but it was not the greatest place to pass. So Steve now has to worry about traffic. like Brian did. They're quite far back yet. The next set of it's not back markers in this case. It's just different class. Woo! I love multi-class. Jeremy, if you're listening, no doubt about it, multi-class is the way to go with LMU. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now, it seemed like when Brian was ahead, he was pulling away from Steve in certain spots with that Porsche. I'm going to quickly take a peek here. I'm going to jump on and see where we stand in. I'm not sure if Steve has a win yet in LMU on this shortened season of ours. Nope, that's not what I want to do, folks. Looking for Sim Grid up there. Look at that, Steve's pulling away. Woo! Okay, how are we doing in multi-class here? Stewart's 6-second lead. Krister is 21 seconds back. Ellis is in the pits. Danny Britos. Ed Jones is right behind Britos. Remember, that was our battle earlier. These guys should start thinking about their pit stop strategies. It's a bit of a fun battle here between Ed Jones and Danny Britos. Looks like Ed's going to take a crack at it here. Is he going to take a crack? He's looking inside, looking outside. Can't get by. Look like those guys are teammates. They got the same livery and everything. Woo, look at this, look at this. Is he going to make it happen? Come on, Ed. Give it a shot. Keep harassing. Oh, on the outside. Not going to make that stick. Here he comes down the straight. Exactly the same car. Down to driver skill here. Remember those days in eSeniors when we had single class racing? That was fun. Might try that again someday. Whoa, look at this, look at this. He is so close. So close. Jones is side by side. Danny's hanging in there. They weren't side by side. Wow, a little bit of a tap there. And then Ed backed off because he knew he tapped him. So that's going to be it for a bit. Let's see how Murray's doing. Whoa, something happened to Brian Murray. We got to back up a little bit here because he is now 3 seconds back. Let's find a spot where Brian, further back yet. This is it. They're together here. They're together here. It looks like Brian made a mistake. There's no way that Steve's going to pull away at 3 seconds like that. Could be a traffic issue. Let's see who that is. That might be Krister up ahead. So let's see how Steve gets by him easily. And then Brian gets caught coming through the corner with him. Doesn't want to lose time. Oh, bad braking point. Ooh, just a little bit of an issue there. Wow, wow, wow. That was that problem. Let's find our Britos battle. That's still going on right here. Yes, it is. That's the battle right now. Got 20 minutes left, and there's probably 20 or so. Oh, I'll get my half-hour practice time in after the call. So where was I looking at? I was looking at the standings, wasn't I? Going to look. You guys watch while I do. My eyeball is going to be off the screen for a bit, so I might not scream if something exciting happens, which I should be watching. But I'm just quickly taking a peek here at the standings to see if Steve Young has won a race yet. Mr. Steve Young has not run away yet. He's got got a second and a third. Brian has won the two other races. So we'll see what happens here. I can see what happens, but I'm going to let you guys not off the hook if you're not going to be a spoiler alert if you hadn't seen it. All right, so where are we with our friends? Steve Young, there is Brian Murray is 3 seconds back. That's quite a gap. So I will stick with, well, I'm going to go down the board here with our Howells has got a 5-second lead over Stuart Packham now. There is Stuart. And he has a 23-second lead. Ooh, we've got some excitement up here with Steve, and they can get in some traffic. Now Murray's got to get through them. Murray's got to get through these guys easily at that point. But now he's going to get stuck in the corner here again. He's not going to make the same mistake twice. No way. No way. Mr. Murray's way more experienced than that. Took it easy a little bit coming into that corner. Now he's just going to accelerate out. Did a good job. He was 3.5 seconds back. Now he's only 2.7 seconds back. All right. Just saw that happening, so I thought I'd do that. Let's get back to, oops, sorry. Mr. Howell in first place. Let me go through that again. Here comes Steve on Howell. Can't get through all this multi-class stuff. It's just so exciting. Well, I guess I got to watch this to see how Murray gets by him. Brian on a good spot. He's going to accelerate right through that one. So Howells is in first place. Getting back to this, Stewart's at a 5-second lead over Stuart Packham now. And Krister is a whole half minute behind. Britos is a half minute behind him. Derek Bird, who has his pit stop. We can't tell pit stops in this. And then we've got Lee Ellis and Ed Jones. There's a bit of a trouble there. They were really close together. Let me do a little bit of a recap to see what happened here. Oh, there was a pit stop that happened. Okay. I'm going to jump ahead quite a bit because I need to get some practice in. Let us see now where we are with our racers. There is Brian is in first place. He must, Steve must have had his pit stop. I'm going to make sure that's what happened by going back a little bit here. So that is way far behind. Sorry for that. No, something happened. Oh, let's just go back a little bit here. There we go. This is Steve. He's 2 seconds up on Brian. Let's just watch what happens. Make sure we didn't miss a significant error on Steve's part because he is not got any traffic to worry about. Looks like there's a couple of hypercars in the pits there now. So Steve is 2 seconds ahead of Brian at this point. Brian is making a little bit of inroads into Steve's gap, the gap with Steve. So no mistakes there. See, it's just that Brian's catching up slightly. And then let's just keep it going. Now he's a second and a half back. Get on board with Brian. So he's just gradually shortening that gap on Mr. Steve Young. Look at that, within a second already. He was 3.5 seconds back at one point. So Brian's got the pace on Steve, but Steve, if he drives defensive, he's not as that much. So if he can stay ahead here, he can stay ahead here, I think, if he just drives the right, excuse me, Just drives perfectly consistent and drives defensively. Can't really, 47 minutes in from the start of the replay, so can't make any mistakes though. You can see, because if Brian gets ahead of him again, he'll have trouble. Let's gonna quickly sneak by here, sneak a few laps in. Look at that, within a second, we knew that was. Let's just see if Steve truly has a better approach to these corners, because he was pulling into, ooh, hit that curb a little high, get a little bit of a side action going after hitting that curb. Whoa! And Brian, he locked up for just a second. Here comes some traffic. What kind of traffic is it? That's GT3 cars. That's a GT3 car. Let's get on with Steve and watch how he gets by him. Looks like he's going to be, oh! Brian hit that corner. See, he has trouble with that corner. No, that's Steve. Sorry, that's how. Let us back up. I'm sorry, that was Steve that had that issue. All right, so Steve's coming up on. Let me get on this screen. Had trouble with that corner. Ended up in the gravel for just a second. Just a little wide bounce. Look at that thing bounce around. He almost lost it and hit that. Whoa, Brian couldn't take advantage though. Let's look at this whole thing from Brian's point of view. Back up. Get in the cockpit. Now let's go back a little bit more. So he sees Steve. Why did he not get by him? He had a little lock up there too. Now Steve goes right in front of him. Now he's worried about Steve coming back on, but Steve didn't lose that much. Oh, look at that smart move. He went right into pits. That's what happened with that. But Brian just let off a little bit, so he didn't, he was not sure where Brian was going to end up, or where Steve was going to end up after that kerfuffle. How do you like that word, guys? Kerfuffle. I don't know how to spell it. All right, so that's what happened. Now we know. All right, so Steve now has pitted. Let's see when Brian pits. And there goes Brian in the pits. Woohoo! Let's see. Let's watch where he comes out. Let's just speed it up a little bit. Oh, not a very. Well, let me look at that again. Oh, did they hit each other? Let's get in the cockpit. Oh, he can barely get in. Now, we've had that discussion before about LMU pitting. You can, if you're stuck trying to get through, there's no ghosting in pitting in LMU, so you got to go into that pit stop at an angle like that, and the system straightens you out. As you saw the GT3 car, same thing. The system put him at a 45-degree angle before he let him go. So, all right, let's see where Brian ends up coming out. Steve is way back, it looks like. What happened there? Ooh, that is a big, big issue. Let's get on board with Steve just to see what happened, because he lost a ton of time. Let me just back through here and watch Steve go into the pits. This is his problem. And let's look at his car. I hope he didn't have any damage. It doesn't show damage. Oh, maybe Steve has enough. He didn't hit anything, I didn't think. Just watch his pit stop. Hope he didn't have an issue with his. There he goes. There he's on a lift. I think he's on a lift. He is there for quite a while. Do you have a problem? I'm in double speed here. There he goes. Wow, I don't think he was in there for quite a while. At any rate, when he comes out, he is a good 30 seconds back. Woo! Something happened there. I think it must have been in the pit stop. All right, well, let us just do a little recap here now, folks. Let us do a little recap. in first place in the hypercar is now Mr. Brian Murray in a familiar spot in first place since he's got 2 first places already. And I was hoping that Steve would give him a battle all the way through. Steve's in second place, but way back there now at 38 seconds back. Bruce Hopkins, we haven't seen him too much in that other Porsche. He is in third place. And David Craig is another 40 seconds back. And that is our hypercar. I am not in that race, although I show in that tower. I have no idea why. There is a, what is that again? Keep forgetting what that car is. Oh, Brian. Steve was trying to... Brian's on the stream there now. I haven't watched the chat line. He's saying that Brian tried to adjust his pit stop strategy. He refueled to full again, and he couldn't set it as he had a new wheel. Oh my goodness. So he had some pit stop issues. Yeah, a bit of a mistake on that last corner for sure. All right, so that is the hypercar standings. Let's find out where we stand in the GT3. There is our leader, Mr. Stephen Howells. He is 43 seconds up on in second place, Mr. Bird. But I'm not sure what happened to Stewart. I can't find. I'm going to go back and find that one. There is Derek. He's 43 seconds back. Krister's not that far back, 5 seconds. There he is in that Mustang. And Stuart Backham is also not that far back. I'm not sure if everybody has pitted yet. Pretty sure I saw Derek in there. Lee Ellis, just getting passed by the leader in hyperclass in the Mercedes, Lee Ellis. He is in 5th place. Ed Jones, not that far back, 8 seconds later in the Mercedes. And Danny Britos. And Brian, let's go back to Brian for a bit. Yeah, that's the problem with these simulation games. Pit stop strategies should be a lot easier for us to figure out. That's kind of an issue that you have to fiddle around with your wheel. I mean, hey, pit stop strategies are not done by the drivers normally. So they should let us have maybe strategy 1, strategy 2, and then maybe set it on your wheel. Something anyway, because we don't have time to be playing around with that while we're racing. That's an issue that I know in an ACC, if you're in a multi-driver race, you can, other driver while you're racing can do something for you, at least in some of the software. But LMU, it's a little, well, one, pit stop strategies and fueling is a bit of a nightmare calculation. Anyway, all right, let us look to see where we are. We are approaching, I think, nearing the end. So I'm going to quickly, with Brian on the screen, go to the end of the race. Let's go to the end and then back it up a little bit. There he is. That is the checkered flag for Mr. Brian Murray. Number 1 on the track, number 1 in your hearts, number 1 in the league. He has got 3 wins, but Steve Young right here gave him a battle along the way. Oh, sorry, Steve, you had some issues because that was a fun race to watch for 3/4 of it. Here he comes in his few corners. Yes, sir, those 2 guys are the cream of the crop in LMU. I'm glad Brian on the chat line here explained what happened so I can tell you. Here he comes, Mr. Steve Young. He's going to be getting the checkered flag very quickly. He got it. We missed it. All right, there is Bruce Hopkins further back. We'll watch him go over the line. Here he comes around the last few corners. Not sure if the replay goes all the way. Here he comes, last corner. We're going to get his checkered flag, hopefully. Let's see, watch it all the way through and see if we see that checkered flag waving in this view. Yes, it is. There it is. He got a checkered flag. And last but not least, Mr. David Craig. Oh, he's in the pits. All right, let's go to to back it up slightly here. Bear with me. Let's find the GT3 class. We've got Stephen Howells in the Lexus. He's doing really well in that Lexus. Let's catch him in for his checkered flag. That's the final corner, if I'm not. Nope, that's the chicane. And let's find a nice view here for him. Stephen Howells, the cream of the crop in, I believe. Let's just look at the standings here. Yes, sir, he's the cream of the crop in the GT3 class with 3 wins in his Kraken Lexus. 3 wins. This is his 3rd win of this shortened 5-race season. And we should be seeing him very soon coming through the... Oh, did I miss it? Has he already gone through the... Nope, this is the chicane. Let's just speed it up a little bit here. Whoop. Here he comes for his checkered flag. Oh, he's not going to see his checkered flag. And in 2nd place, we have Mr. Derek Bird. He just got his checkered flag there, I think. There is Derek Bird in 2nd place for this. That was his. Where am I in the standings here? Second place. He's down in the standings because he missed a race. And in 3rd place is Christer Hjort. He is in 3rd place. That puts him in 2nd place for the championship. All right, I'm going to stop it here. So where we ended up in the championship, I'm going to bring that up on the screen for you guys. Right here, look at this standings. Stephen Howells way ahead of everybody with 3 wins. Again, shortened season. We only have 2 more races to go. Christer Hjort from Sweden in 2nd place with a 2nd, 5th, and 3rd finish. Nice, 130 points. Lee Ellis, consistent there. He is in 3rd place because he's got a 4th, 3rd, and 6th. Ed Jones is in 4th. Derek Bird, 2 seconds. 2 second places. Too bad he missed that one race. He'd be up there probably in 2nd place. Let's quickly look at the hypercar standings. There we go. In 1st place with 3 wins, Mr. Brian Murray, Mr. Invincible. Mr. Invincible. And the guy who's going to keep trying to make him invincible, and he could have done it today without that problem in the pits, is Mr. Steve Young of the US of A, Sky 94. And Bruce Hopkins is consistent to a 2nd place, a 3rd place, and a 4th place in 133 points. So those 3 guys are the only ones that have raced hypercars all the way through. That's why they're the top 3. Everybody else has missed the race, so that's not going to help in a shortened season like ours. No races are dropped in this shortened season. So I am going to sign off for you guys. That was a fun race to watch while it lasted. We'll see you in about half an hour on track. I'm just going to miss the start of the driver briefing. Bye for now.